Of all the teams in the West this year that we predicted would be at the top of the conference by mid-December, the New Orleans Pelicans weren't one of them. With powerhouses like the Warriors and Suns, plus stars like Luka and Jokic, it was easy to forget that the Pellies had put together a very tough team under the radar. Now they're in the spotlight, so it's time to figure out whether this team is for real and whether Holy Mount Zion can lead this team to the promised land. Let's start out by looking at their most dynamic player, Zion Williamson. With a better team around him than 2 years ago, his output is slightly lower but no less effective, as there is no way to stop him around the rim. I know he's going left, he knows he's going left, his defender knows he's going left, and yet he's so quick, powerful, but with incredibly soft touch that it doesn't really matter. They like to have him set a back screen near the top of the key. Watch how the defenders get concerned with the cutter that opens up a catch for him, or he can then move like a shark down the lane for a lefty finish. If they are forced to switch to stop the cutter, then the defense had better hope they've got someone with some weight on their frame or it's a layup. But he does go right often enough to keep the defense honest, and you simply can't guard him with a bigger center, especially because that means the help will be someone who has no hope of thwarting a finish near the rim. He'll also drive right into the middle, but then has a patented spin move into a right-left split-step jump that maximizes his body protection of the ball, and at this speed and power, to finish with this soft a touch is remarkable. But he doesn't always spin back. Here's the same kind of drive, but the defender stays even with him, so he's going to be a battering ram to the right, and we get a rare right-handed finish in a clutch situation. The key to his spin move is how low he gets. Bagley is 6'11", and Zion will bounce the ball at the same time he's planting the left foot. Zion's head is at Bagley's shoulder level as his knee is bent about 90 degrees. The right foot plants as he stays low. The right knee is almost 90 degrees before using that low center of gravity to spring up into the finish using the backboard. Knowing he's now an outside threat, they set a lot of elbow pick and rolls for him, putting tremendous pressure on the defense so close to the basket. The inside screen lets him go to his left, and it doesn't really matter which type of defender is guarding him. Once he gets his shoulder into you, there's not much you can do. They then flip this screen and set it with a guard, whose defender isn't used to being in this situation, and you can see how well it works. The smaller the guard, the better, as Alvarado gets underneath Ayton, and there's no one else in the Suns who knows how to rotate quickly enough to stop the freight train. While we've been focused on Zion's weight for his whole career, it does appear that he's leaner now, and that's led to him playing the highest percentage of his team's games since he's gotten to the NBA. With how little time Zion has around his busy schedule, it's got to be very difficult to manage what he's eating, and you might feel the same way, which is why HelloFresh is here to make the most out of every moment. Their meal delivery service brings you high-quality ingredients from farm to your home with incredibly tasty recipes that are easy to follow, don't take long to prepare, and save you money. HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery shopping, 25% less expensive than takeout, and full-flavored yet healthy enough to keep those waistbands in check. I made a sweet chili pork and cabbage stir-fry the other day. It was actually fun to make, only took a few minutes to prepare, and the wife and I chowed down hard. I also made beef flauta supreme, and just look at how these babies came out. I bet the Pelicans would win even more games if they were preparing meals like this every week from HelloFresh. Each week, they have over 35 recipes to choose from, easily swap ingredients to customize to your tastes, and they've got lots of holiday-inspired recipes just in time for all your celebrations. I can get you 18 free meals plus free shipping if you click on the link below at HelloFresh.com and use my code BBALL18. That's 18 free meals, just like the Pelicans have 18 wins because their offense is ranked 5th in the league, which is all the more impressive considering Brandon Ingram has missed almost half their games with a toe injury. When he's in there, he doesn't interact too much with Zion, but you can see how that same elbow screen sucks in 3 defenders, opening up the shot fake and drive and the nifty finger roll. Here are some examples of Ingram getting shots while utilizing Zion's gravity. I love getting Zion touches at the elbow, and check the back screen by Ingram, which sucks defenders to the cutter, opening the easy 17-footer. All eyes are on Zion down low in the post, and a double is necessary to combat the mismatch, which directly gives Ingram an attack on the catch against his own mismatch for the midi pull-up. We need more of this action as Ingram follows his pass for the handoff, but Zion keeps it, catching KD off guard and no chance for Simmons to derail the train. Things are working so well for their offense, but I hope it's not too much to ask to see a lot more BI-Zion ball screen pairings. Zion erases defenders and then sucks down the defense into his vortex on his roll, which gives Ingram a runaway into the lane to display his shot-making prowess. And it just makes sense to get your two best players involved with each other in the half court, since the defense can't afford to make even a minor mistake. Zion passes to Ingram out top, nice rip through on the catch. I dig the literal back screen set by Nance, and as Ingram is going to work, Zion is sneaking into the lane for the little pitchback and lefty finish on the way down. The biggest issue offensively is what's happening with CJ McCollum's shooting. He's been an elite shooter his entire career, but he's never been anywhere near this low ever. The left wing is a particular sore spot, and there doesn't seem to be a clear pattern for why he is so off. The shots are long, short, left and right. It's when he hops, also when he 1-2s. It seems like he'll regress to the mean over time and get closer to his career three-point percentage of 39%. And if that happens, look out. Over the 28 games CJ played for the Pelicans last year, their offensive rating was almost 3 points higher than it is now. Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and I want to ask a little favor. I'm getting a little bit close to 1 million subscribers. I'd love to get there a little bit quicker, so hit that subscribe button if you like this, give me a thumbs up, give me a comment, and stay tuned for lots more coming up all season long. All of these wins wouldn't be possible without the third stingiest defense in the NBA. And a big stat that sticks out to me is the amount of steals they get, as only the Raptors swipe the ball more from their opponents. Of course, when you have Jose Alvarado on your team, you're going to get a lot of steals when teams think they can easily attack the diminutive guard. But an interesting pattern emerged. On step-up screens at the wing, the Pelicans are fantastic at overloading into the lane and getting deflections into steals. There's a reason why they're second in the league in deflections, with guys like Nance, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, Dyson Daniels, Najee Marshall, and Brandon Ingram. It's a lot of length and energy on that end of the floor. As the wing pick and roll sets up, notice how Murphy helps keep the ball on the left side of the floor while being in the passing lane back to his man. Dyson Daniels does a perfect job turning and running to wall his man out of the paint. Marshall is under the hoop for support, and CJ has to zone up the weak side. Marshall's 7-foot wingspan contests the pass in the air, Murphy deflects the ball, and very few players are going to beat Nance to loose balls. Once they pin the ball to one side, the three weak side players effectively play zone to dare the offense to skip the ball to the weak side. What looks like an open roll is really Nance daring them to pass it, and Daniels' perfect help rotation put them in the right spot to grab the deflection. They're also very good at switching and then pursuing the roll pass, as Daniels stays glued to the roll man, deflects the ball with his 6'10.5" wingspan, and the Pelicans get the ball back. Watch Zion ignore his man cutting along the baseline to get into good help position, knowing they want to pick on Alvarado. What would have been an easy roll is now snatched and they're off. And CJ is playing the best defense of his career, as he does get beat by intentionally taking away the catch and shoot three, but Nance is right there to cut him off, and CJ's pursuit gets a deflection and Nance is all over it. And watch how the low man rotating over to the midline so early can dissuade the pick and roll from even happening. Now, when they try to progress into a deep post catch, there's Marshall again coming over to knock the ball away into a steal. It's great to see the Pelicans benefit from a healthy and leaner Zion, and knowing that Ingram is coming back soon will elevate this team to a different level. I'm worried about their road record a little bit, but with Ingram playing on their opponent's floor, you can see it's slightly better, but they don't shoot a lot of threes, aren't particularly accurate either, and that could become an issue if they want to make a deep playoff run. But keep your eye out for these upstart youngsters and in their prime stars. They're fun to watch, create a ton of highlights on both ends of the floor, and no doubt will ruin the dreams of a few Western Conference teams.